Hey guys, Shawn Ziem, the host of the Webtalk Legends Podcast. We are all about providing massive value. I want to make sure that each and every one of you that are tuning into this podcast, you are learning something. You're actually going to implement also. You're not going to just listen to what we're talking about. I hope you take some notes. I hope you jot some stuff, mental notes at least, and you actually take some action because we're going to have a conversation. We hope that you, if you have questions, definitely don't hesitate to drop comments in during our conversation. A couple housekeeping things. If you're watching us live, hashtag live. I know a lot of you like to listen to things but don't want to engage. We love engagement. We love for you to drop a comment where you're watching from, and if you have a favorite emoji, drop it, a fire, a pound, a thumbs up, what have you. From time to time, drop it in here and there because it helps with our algorithm on YouTube. Last but not least, don't forget to take a look at the description at the end of this video and engage with our guests. And don't forget, hit that share button. Let me bring on my next guest, Abdel Khawatmi. Did I mess that up?
Totally. Khawatmi.
Khawatmi. I knew it was like, damn it.
You're not the first and you're definitely not the last.
No, I appreciate you, man. I definitely appreciate. And I just want to share with people, we all make mistakes. That's just part of it, right? And
Sure.
A lot of people are like, oh, you're going to do a live broadcast. You know, what happens if you make mistakes? It happens. But I like to just tell people, start doing it. You know, if you're not doing it and you're putting yourself out there, nobody's going to get to know who you are. And use social media the way it should be to provide value. Abdel, before we get into it, can you share who you are and what you do?
Yep, absolutely. Well, first off, thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. So my name is Abdel Khawatmi. I'm a licensed mortgage lender. We're licensed throughout the entire nation. Been doing this for a little over 7 years now. So we license throughout the entire nation. Our office is based out of Jersey, New Jersey, Eatontown, New Jersey, which is a little bit closer to down the shore. Obviously going through all the fun and dabble and everything of the real estate market right now and everything that we have going on. So we stay busy. I'm a big branding driven lender, making sure communication, consistency, talking about entrepreneurship, talking about business models and things like that. Just received a phone call earlier from one of my past loan officers who used to actually work with me. I always stay in touch with them, and their branch just shut down. Right. So of course he's calling me on, hey, blah, blah, blah. Can we come back and all that stuff? So kind of shows you, within these times, the ones that are crushing it and the ones that are kind of, exiting the business as well.
It's a tough time. Like, as you brought that up, the real estate world, the mortgage world, there's a lot of changes happening. A lot of people getting out of the business because people don't realize you are an entrepreneur. You are a small business owner. You are one that wakes up every single day and doesn't have a paycheck that's guaranteed.
Yep.
That's a whole different mindset that people don't get. And that's why people are leaving, because it takes some time. You talked about branding, and I like your shirt. I'm the mortgage guy. I see you have the Got Mortgages. Yeah, you have the brand, and you are not afraid to wear it.
Yeah.
A lot of people like to say they have a brand. I like to rep different things, what I'm involved in as well, because it's important to be your own brand, right?
100%. I mean, I'm wearing this shirt, so I customize our own t-shirts. My wife and I bought the whole Cricut printer, the hot press, the whole shebang. And the reason why I'm wearing this, literally right after this, we have an event. And it's a local networking event, 30 plus businesses that are there. And I'm the mortgage guy. So everyone who's going to be like, oh, what do you do? Mortgages. But yeah, I mean, I think, at the end of the day, no matter whatever business model that you're in, people work with you, right? And that's where branding kicks in, right? Same company I've been with ever since I've gotten licensed, which if anyone who knows real estate, mortgages, insurance, title, people generally tend to jump ship thinking the grass is greener on the other side.
Yeah.
Grass is greener when you water it, my brother. We're backed and supported by an awesome organization with PRMG. And we stay busy, man. So thank God.
What were some jobs that you had before mortgages that actually paved the way and actually has helped you become the mortgage originator of today?
That's a great question. So my past employment, my past life, I should say, I was originally going to law school. So my goal was to become an attorney, and kind of dive into that. So a lot of the system driven ideologies and really working on automation and building things and looking things from a legal standpoint and a compliance standpoint is 100% things that allowed me the ability to catapult within this business, right? Previous to that as well, I was also in the car game. I was a finance director, F&I. So kind of a collaboration of having the ability, with finance, talking to consumers, talking over business, business decisions in terms of, car notes, if they're going to personal business, subpar credit, subprime loans, and then kind of got out of that world because that was a horrible, eyes open to
Long
eyes shut,
days. Yeah.
which is, kind of jumped right back in there. But I ended up, having my daughter. So I ended up kind of diving into mortgages after that, right? And while I was at the law firm, it was great. Once we had my little one, kind of had to veer away from law school, continue that, got pulled into the world of mortgages, and haven't looked back. Thank God.
With the law, the attorney, we've been watching Suits, my wife and I. Dude, that
Great show.
movie is incredible, and I'm not sure why I missed it when it was actually on TV. And we're watching it with Netflix and everything. But
Yeah.
I'm like, that I don't really get into like shows. Like she's into like Grey's Anatomy and things like that.
Sure.
And I love watching Suits, man. Like
Yeah,
the
Suits is
world
dope.
in that is just incredible.
They definitely did a good job with the plot, and they didn't really drag, right? A lot of shows nowadays, when there's like third season, fourth season, fifth season, it becomes redundant.
Right.
They did an awesome job of introducing new characters, keeping the same main characters, but having new ones added in there, putting a different face, adding, I don't want to spoil it for you, but adding certain different lingos. I think that kind of kept it entertaining, and obviously, the actors themselves certainly played a role, in terms of that stuff. So
It's definitely a crazy world to be in. And being a father, I'm a father. I believe you don't grow up until you become a dad.
sure.
Right? Because you don't have nothing to live for. Keep something alive is like a whole different ball game. And how has having your daughter changed you?
Dude, I had my daughter at 21, so she's now about to be 12. So certainly grew up a lot quicker, right, than normal. That's why people say all the time, "Oh, wait, how old are you? 33?" And then I'm like, "Yeah," and they're like, "Holy crap!" I'm like, "Yeah, I was 21 having a kid," saying, "Oh me, oh my," right? Finishing into my junior year of college. With my girlfriend at the time, who's now my wife. We just celebrated our 15-year anniversary yesterday.
It's awesome.
Yeah, man. So yeah. So we kind of definitely allows you the ability for that extra drive, right? Those days and nights. You don't want to wake up. You don't want to hit the gym, right? Taking care of that, which is super, super important. They're definitely that extra driving force to keep you in check. One of the benefits, obviously, within our world is flexibility. So I always try to make sure I have the ability to drop her off, pick her up, drop off my son, stay involved. They're super, super active when it comes to sports, swimming, MMA. So we kind of keep them involved in that stuff. And I always say we live our childhood vicariously through our kids, right? Like I never used to, like your background with baseball games. The first time I went to a baseball stadium was with my kid.
Mm-hmm.
The first time we did extensive vacations, consistently was with the little one. Right? We didn't really have the ability to do that with our family. They were blue collar, people just first generation coming here. And so 100%, allows us the ability to stay consistent. And then most importantly, remember that, we're working hard, not just for the money, but for them.
Right. You're actually taking time and you're actually there and you're 100% with them. And this thing could be a problem for a lot of people, but putting it down, being real, being in the moment with your kids, your kids will remember that forever. They'll remember if you're like ditching them for a freaking to make a few dollars here and there, if they remember when you're there and you're in the moment with them.
Yeah, I've totally learned that over the years. It's sometimes best to not pick up that extra phone call. Or if you do, letting the other person, hey, I'm actually in the middle with my family. Is it okay if I call you tomorrow at 10 a.m.? My team will send over an invite. I was always not really afraid, but really more like I'm accessible 100%, 24/7. Call me, text me. Lo and behold, that I end up having clients call me at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night, which it is what it is, but not when my kids are up, right? So I tried my best to put my phone on Do Not Disturb from like 6 to 8, where that's like our dinner time. That's our non-negotiable. And it's impossible to time block that, right?
Yeah.
Because I always do it. But, we truly try to, if I'm sitting on the table, my phone's going on Do Not Disturb, I don't have a voicemail, it goes to the office, right? Team's picking up the calls and stuff like that, from personal phone calls, professional phone calls, whatever it is. And, we truly, as time and years grow by and faster, we learn what tasks. Right now is a big time to work on your 2024 business planning.
Yep.
So literally for the last 2 weeks, I've been playing around with Zapier for like everything. Calendar invite reminders, adding things to certain platforms that we use to track clients, Trello, adding things through here, through there, shooting bomb videos and stuff like that. And I do a lot of that automation and production to free up my time, right? Mm-hmm. Spending it with the kids, spending it with potential referral partners and stuff like that, and taking it from there. So
I like that. Yeah, I got a reminder. You actually are one of, I don't think many actually did this, set up an invite and actually reminded me of our invite, which is, you're on top of what your, responsibilities, what you want to get done. So I applaud you on that. And what is, for those that are watching, what is Zapier?
So Zapier is essentially an integration, I don't know what fancy app they call themselves, but it's Zapier. And it's essentially a bridge, for lack of better words, between one app and another app. Now, just like anything, right? You saw when I posted that thing on Facebook today, and I said, I can give you my tools, my resources, my playbook, and everything. If you don't do the work, it's worthless, right? And that was just one of my frustrations with a referral partner who, my team is assisting them growing and stuff like that. And then I'm following up with them and I'm seeing leads being connected, but there's no follow through. Like we could do whatever we can, but if you're not doing the 3 F's of following up, following through, and following back with your clients, we're wasting our time. And frankly, I can't have my team wasting time on a referral partner. With all due respect, I can go and build another relationship with another one, right?
Right.
But yeah, so Zapier kind of allows you to link things. So like how that works is like my calendar automatically. We right, if you noticed yesterday or 2 days ago, I had my team add you onto the calendar invite, put the link in there.
Yep.
Put the link in there. So now you're automatically going to be notified. It should be 24 hours before and 30 minutes before, 24 hours before and 30 minutes before the appointment, with a reminder of the appointment along with a reminder of the description that we put in the invite. And that's that's automated, that's generated. And I think that's truly also what allows us the ability to be successful, where we're not being inundated with the day-to-day tasks. We're constantly revising our craft, pivoting within the industry, allowing technology and AI and various different aspects to be implemented in our business and actually execute within our business, right? Not just talk about it, not just say, I got team and I got virtuals and I got this and I got that. But I look at your numbers, my brother, and it's not there, And at the end of the day, we don't get paid based on our systems. We get paid on our closings. We get paid on how many families we help.
No, it's definitely true. And having systems in place will allow you to have more time. It'll allow you to, see more people. You should be focused on growth mode all the time, and because you have systems in place, which will allow you. And I agree. So I want to go down with continue with growth mode and ourselves. I know health is very important to you. What was the bait that you had, or what really got you hooked to keep yourself in a healthier shape now than compared to in the past?
I mean, I'll be honest with you. I mean, I shared some of those I think you saw it, like the throwbacks with my wife and I. I was a skinny dude. But you know what, man? I was truly that kid in college who was just the gym rat, right? I was in there day in, day out, hanging out, with the baseball guys and the soccer dudes and the basketball dudes, having a good time, part of a frat. So kind of get suckered into, that world of lifting and stuff like that. But I think it was also truly like, it's as simple as, dude, I just like the way I look. And I like to be able to walk in a room and people be like, holy shit, that dude is huge. And then, most importantly, we haven't crossed that bridge yet, obviously as I get older, but I want to be there, making sure my health is there. I can live for the longest for my children, potentially grandchildren, right? And stuff like that. But honestly, for me, it's part of the routine. Like, wake up in the morning, hit the gym, finish the gym, come back, drop off my daughter, drop off my son, go to the office, work till 2:00, come back, pick up my daughter, drop her off home, work here in the home office until whatever the shebang I got going on, right? And that's, I think, my life becomes a routine. Sure, there's curveballs thrown in between,
right?
But I truly think, if there's anyone, I go 7 days a week. 2 days, if I'm feeling lethargical or whatever, I'll just do cardio, or I'll jump in the sauna or jump in the pool and swim. But I got to do it. Like, I got to clear my head, clear my mind. 15 years of marriage always has its fun conversations, right? Where you're like, dude, leave me alone. I got to go to the gym. And I actually, a friend of mine who's here now, I literally spent thousands of dollars in my home gym during COVID because there was no gym.
Right.
So what am I going to do? I'm going to bring the gym home. And we did. In my prior house in Bergen County, I literally had it fully set up. That was a pain when I moved down to Ocean County, and moving all that stuff was definitely not fun. But I think it's just integrating it within your lifestyle. And I always said it, I posted it the other day, any successful person who's out there, 9 out of 10 times, if not 99% out of 10 times, is in good shape, right? Or good health, whether they're young, old, they're hitting the gym. And it's a great ambiance too, in terms of building relationships. I actually met a referral partner in a sauna at like 6:00 in the morning a month and a half ago. And coincidentally, it turned out to be somebody I was trying to connect with that somebody else was connecting me with. Can't make this stuff up. And now that same dude who I met in the sauna, we've been, talking here and there. He's coming tonight to our event, right? So I think it's also that opportunity where, yeah, I'm taking care of my mind, body, and spirit, but, business for me, unfortunately, or fortunately, business doesn't turn off, right? And if there's certain opportunities and certain ways that we can get involved in the community, whether it's through gym or various different activities, we're definitely using that to our advantage. So,
no, I agree. And I heard this recently, and I mentioned it in a couple other podcasts ago. I love keeping myself in shape. I love lifting, strength training. But I also heard someone say that I want to be able to still dominate any activity that I do with my kids.
Sure.
So their kids are always going to be like, holy shit, I can't beat freaking dad. But when they finally beat you, when you're fucking 95 years old, that's when they'll be like, look how old I am now, but I'm still healthy. But that's what I like that. It's allows you to be, have the energy, you have those down days. It helps with mental health. That's what people should be more active, at least move, do something. What do you think about mobility and stability? Are you one that is always lifting weights, doing some cardio, but do you take some time for stretching, maybe do some yoga, Pilates? I never thought that shit is amazing.
Yeah.
Guys usually don't do it.
So every single morning when I walk in, I go to the sauna and I stretch. Whether it's 90 degrees outside or now 30 degrees outside, right? I go in there and I stretch. And I really, lifting over the years, knock on wood, I have avoided major injuries. I mean, I've had 2 ACL reconstructions, but I think that was just going from $170 to $280 now. And not an overweight dude. I'm just a gorilla, right? Like you see in my logo. Um, and I definitely before used to do no cardio, right? And it was just lift, 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 throw 5 plates like you've seen in my videos, throw them up, curl a plate and a quarter, do that stuff. And, it's tough. I am 280, but I can run. I am 280, but I can still move around and stuff like that. And now it's kind of tricky, right? I always catch myself every single year for the last 15 years, literally since 2013, right? No, I'm sorry, 2008 when I started college, 2008. I always said, right, I've been a gym rat, and we went through all the lifting and stuff like that, and I always made sure that I got it in, but I was always lifting heavy. As you got older, your rotator stuff would feel tight, right? Your chest would feel like ridiculously tight. You're like, is it gonna crack? So
it can. Yeah.
I know. So I always try to maintain because the last thing I need to do is get hurt. So when I had my ACL reconstructions, they sucked. And it, like I said, it wasn't really me getting hurt. It was just over time, wear and tear. And then my knee would give out here and there. And I'm like, I got to do one. And surely once you do one, the other one's going. And that's what happened. So the first one I got tackled actually playing football on the beach.
Man.
I wasn't from behind. And I was out cold. I was done for the count. And the funny thing about that is the next day, I can't make this stuff up, I was supposed to have my state police physical exam. So it's so crazy, every time I look back at it, it's so crazy how we were in college, let's go for state police, to go in there. I was ready to be a cop, which I would have failed miserably at. And I got hurt, so I never actually ended up going there and doing the physical, obviously, because my knee was busted. But you just reminded me of that. That's pretty crazy. But yeah, so certainly fitness, well-being, entrepreneurship, all 100% comes together.
It's amazing, man. I want to finish on, since you said you're going to a networking function, what are some things I love them. I have to start going back, attending more of them. I found you get tons of content too. That's why I like doing them, going to them, video and doing selfies with other people. That
Sure.
Powerful shit people don't realize. I always say a selfie, you never met them unless you selfie with them. And I never knew how true that was.
Sure.
But what are some ways that people should be networking today that would get them more success? Not just going there to drink and eat all night long, but actually some skills or tips that they share with them.
Certainly comes down to certain what the hell do you call it? Certainly comes down to certain industries, right? So relating it on our end, right? Real estate, mortgages, insurance, and stuff like that. So essentially more or less financial services, right? To an extent. So I think it's when you're going to those functions, before you even go to a function, you need to utilize the world of the internet, social media, to do the social selling for you, right? And that is something that I adopted significantly this year, because I've been doing content since 2017, since I got into this. And the videos were there and the videos were nice and blah, blah, blah. And people are like, oh, there's the mortgage guy, there's the gorilla, blah, blah, blah. He's on to. I think the biggest shift was I was like, people are just going to these networking events to just party and this and that. Yeah, sure. Some networking events are like that. But if you attend the ones like we're going to today with 30 plus business owners, sure, people are going to be drinking and have a good time, but it's a different ambiance, right? And by the time I introduced myself to the room, the internet would have already done that for me. When they see me in person and they see me talk about today's CPI report came out, it finally came in the lowest in 2 years. It came in at 4%. We were expecting it at 4.2%. Next year, it's going to come in next month is going to come in even lower because we're replacing October's data. People can hear that on the video and be like, there's another dude that's just talking about it. But I think when I can hit you with that elevator pitch real quick, because everyone's going to ask me, how are mortgages? And I hit you with that, they're like, holy shit, this guy knows his stuff. And then you said it too, right? We all, of course, work out at the same time to look good. Let's be honest. So when people see you, you're successful, you're omnipresent, right? The ROI, relevant, omnipresent, and then intimacy with your people. It just, in my opinion, it's always worked out where, it's annoying. I live in Ocean County, and it's in, I don't know where Ocean Gate is. I think Monmouth, or that might even be still. Yeah. But it's a drive, but I'm willing to take the drive. Like, I did a home buying seminar in East Orange on Saturday. Dude, that was like an hour and a half drive for a 2-hour seminar. Right. But just from that seminar, I hit it off with somebody who's trying to get out of a hard money loan into an owner-occupied loan because it was a fix and flip, and we just disclosed his file today. So I think it's truly like having that understanding now, definitely finding which ones are the right ones to go to, because there are certain ones, and I think you develop your own network and find that out individually. But meetup.com, Eventbrite, Facebook groups, those are definitely good ones to start off with. And then you eventually meet, certain local professionals. I'm generally doing at least 1 to 2 events a week nowadays. And it could be a podcast like this, or it could be something where it's a formal in-person event. Or tomorrow, my wife works for the municipality, so we're going down to Atlantic City. Nice. The heck am I going to do down there with municipality? But again, the old person, the old Abdel, we're like, dude, it's a waste of time. But the new one is like, well, I know there's going to be other municipality, other opportunities for me to meet people, greet people, hit it off with HR, be the go-to mortgage person, build relationships with the people that my wife sees every single day, so they actually see what we do, right? And I think when you expect that, take care of your, like we said, your mind, it's clear, you're making sure you're healthy, and then you make sure that you're happy in what you're doing, most importantly, which is why realtors are leaving every 3 seconds. You're not leaving because business is difficult, dude. You're leaving because you just hate this stuff. Right. Loan officers, I own a mortgage licensing school too with Got Originator. Loan officers are not renewing their license. Over 50% are leaving. Dude, you're not leaving because, it's hard, but you just don't have the right support system. Or frankly, you're just not 100% dived in and invested. 4 million homes are expected to be sold by the end of the year. 4 million. You can't tell me you can't find a deal to close a month, my brother. You know what I mean? There's deals out there. Are there less deals? Yeah, but there's also less professionals. So the odds of you now striking and picking something up is higher. Oh, yeah. Right? There's less fish, as they always say, right? But now there's less fishing poles. So the odds of you catching something should actually be higher, and that's looking things from a positive perspective definitely outweighs the negative. So.
Well said, man. Well said. I appreciate you. Lots of massive value here. Those that are popping in, you might want to wait until this uploads, get from the beginning. And Abdel, I have all your information, guys. Take a look at this description. Reach out to him, connect with him, see him on social media, give him a call if you're interested in talking mortgages or just connecting and having a conversation and building a relationship. He's a great guy. Abdel, good luck tonight. I know you'll crush it. You'll have some good times. You'll actually meet up and build new relationships as well. And everyone else, we hope you have an awesome rest of your day.
Boom. Thanks, Shawn. Appreciate your time.
You got it, brother.